Hello yogis, welcome to your mat for this tutorial that's all about building strength in your wrists. I do just want to have a quick chat with you before we dive into things. Warming up your hands and your wrists is so important before any type of yoga practice where you're going to be using your hands and wrists to bear weight. Your hands and wrists are not made to hold weight, but that doesn't mean that you can't build that strength so that they're very capable and able. So a lot of things that we see in practice is that as soon as someone gets a little bit of soreness in their wrists, they completely back off and then they stop doing any sort of exercise until that soreness goes away. Now, I'd like to invite you to think about this as if you are in the gym building muscle. When you're sore, that's actually a great thing. You're actually building more muscle, and that soreness is just a sign that's showing it's successful. The wrist health is like that. So not pain, soreness and pain are two very different things. But what's happening is when you're applying pressure onto your hands and your wrists and you get that little bit of soreness, it's telling you that the cells that are building bone density in your wrist, called osteoblasts, are actually stimulated. So when that soreness arises, especially if it's more towards your thumb, that's a good thing. If you're getting soreness in the outside of your hand where there's a lot more soft tissue, or outside of your wrist to hand connection there, that's not a great thing. The part where your wrist attaches to your hand that's closest to your thumb is the joint between your radius and your carpal bones. So that's not a bad thing. Now keep pushing through it. You want to return to these drills anytime where you have the space in your life and just continue building that strength. It's going to be vital in any pose that's holding weight, like plank, down dog, transitions. You'll start to notice how your practice changes when you have the patience to care about these smaller muscles. So we're gonna start with our legs folded beneath us. Now, if you're like me and you want to get as much out of this as possible, then curl your toes under and reach down to tuck even your pinky toes under. And then you're going to start to open and close your fingers, but just at the top joint of your fingers, this middle knuckle. Go fast. You might notice a little bit of heat building in your hands, maybe your wrists. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then start to open and close, bending at your finger where it attaches to your palm, that bottom knuckle. Open and close, open and close. Go nice and fast. Now you might really start to notice that little bit of heat in the back of your hands. That's a great thing. And then send your arms out wide and open and close all of your fingers. Like you're spreading your palms really wide. Do it fast. See if you can find as much strength as you can. You're going to start to feel this in your forearms. Keep going, build that heat. So the strength from your hands and your fingers is so intimately connected with your forearms. Keep going. You might feel like you're starting to lose power. That's a good thing. Keep going for 5, 4, really fast, 3, 2, 1. Shake out your hands. And then lean forward. Find that release of your feet and bring your hands down onto the mat in front of your body. Spread your fingers wide. Your hands are a tiny bit in front of your shoulders. And then scrunch your fingers in towards your body. You're going to start to draw small circles in one direction. And then let your circles get a little bit larger. A little bit larger. And let your circles be as big as you can make them. Feel that strength in your hands. You continue pressing the earth away for 3, 2, 1. Draw your circles the other direction, starting a little bit smaller, then growing in size. And finally making your circles as big as you can. Left, forward, right, back. Keep going. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Now pause there. The closer that your hands are towards your knees, the easier this is going to be because your legs will take most of the weight of your body. So start somewhere with your hands beneath your shoulders, and you can always make adjustments if this feels too hard. What you're gonna do is keep that strength in the knuckle where your palm attaches to your fingers. Keep your fingers scrunched in towards your hands on the mat. Lift the heel of your hand. A little forearm push-up, let's call this. And if you want this to be a little bit more difficult, you can walk your hands a little bit away from your body. Maybe you're super strong and you can step back into a plank. I'm not quite there yet. And then while you do this, notice your core. Bring your belly button into your spine. See if you can make a little space between your shoulder blades. Keep lifting for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Palms come beneath your shoulders once again. Turn one hand back. You're going to turn your fingers out and then back towards your knee. So we're going to stretch out through our forearm, and the interesting thing is that your forearm doesn't go from your elbow to your wrist. Your forearm actually goes from your elbow to the tips of your fingers. So with your fingers pointed towards your knee, bend your elbow, lift the heel of your hand, and maybe even your thumb comes off the mat, and then lean your shoulder down. Inhale to straighten, exhale, bend. We're going to do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold here. Notice that stretch in your palm, your fingers, your forearm. Breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up, turn your fingers back around, switch sides. Here we go. Bending your elbow, lifting the heel of your hand, shoulder down, and inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Good. We got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Big breath in. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Bring the back of your hands down on the mat, but you're going to make fists with your hands. So your knuckles come fairly close together. Elbows are bent. Big breath in. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Keep it going. We got 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5. Feel that stretch in the back of your wrists. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then keep the back of your hands on the ground, but your fingers can point towards your body. So the further away that your hands are, the more weight your hands will take. Lots of strength in your arms. Keep a little micro bend in your elbows. Maybe you find a gentle rock of your hips backwards and forwards. Very mindful. These muscles are tiny. Your joint is susceptible to injury if you're not being careful. For 3, for 2, for 1. Sit back. Maybe your toes are curled under. Give your wrists a little shake out, a little roll. And then interlace your fingers in front of you and just start to touch the heels of your palms together and draw big circles. And then the other way. Keeping your hands together, you can uninterlace or de-interlace your fingers. Bring the back of one hand to the earth. So the hand that's not resting on the earth is going to press firmly down. Your arm stays somewhat straight. And then what you're going to do is bend into your other elbow. As you inhale, straighten your arm and think about sending the front of your elbow crease forward. Like you're turning your tricep back. And straighten. For 7, 6, 5. Press down with your straight arm for 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold here. Big breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows to release and switch sides. You're gonna press down with your straight arm, bend into your other elbow. Inhale here as you bring your elbow forward and straighten your arm. And then bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. And snap. There you go. If you've seen Legally Blonde. Anyway, 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Hold here, breath in, and then release. Go ahead, shake out your wrists. You might notice that your hands, your wrists are feeling a little bit tired after that. Great, you've got into them. You've done a lot of great work there. And now you can practice things like arm balances, plank, and that sort of thing. So I hope that helps. Don't forget to save this video, return to it before any flows that you know you're going to be bearing weight with your hands. And I hope this helps.